white vinegars that smell like a literal chip shop. If you are looking for lime scale, look under this bit of your tap. Next up, shower screen. You've got to get in the bath for this. There's no other way around it. Toilet. Now this is the thing that's been giving me sleepless nights. Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, hi, thanks for joining. My name is Lou, and basically I like to clean. So if you like that kind of thing, or are looking for a little bit of cleaning motivation, then you might want to stick around here. That's kind of our jam. But basically, I thought I would set myself a little cleaning challenge for today. I thought we could try something a bit different. So as you would have seen from the title of this video, I thought we could give it a go to try and clean my bathroom using only 3 products. Now, as you know, I have quite a few cleaning products. Obviously, I really enjoy cleaning, but sometimes it's a lot of faff to get everything out. So I just thought I could see if it was actually feasible to properly clean my bathroom, deep clean it so it feels really, really nice and clean, really, really nice and fresh using just 3 products. So I've been having a rummage through my cleaning cabinet. Why I'm looking here is because I have what I'm going to be using laid out in front of me. Now, of course, I could have made this much easier for myself by just using a bathroom cleaner or just using a multi-purpose cleaner, because naturally that would have covered everything. However, it's just not the idea of this video. I'm setting myself a cleaning challenge, so let's do it properly and let's actually just not use a multi-purpose or a bathroom cleaner. It's not the idea of today. So what I have done is I've got 3 products in front of me. Let's just talk you through them to start with. Now, this might come as no surprise because I know I have used this in quite a few of my videos, but I have gone for a white vinegar. Now, I'm really enjoying this one from Minimal because if you are anything like me, you will think that most white vinegars smell like a literal chip shop. They are so potent, they are so strong, it literally makes your whole house stink. And I'm not here for this. Don't get me wrong, this does still smell a little bit like white vinegar, but it's in a lemon scent, so it just takes that zingy off it, you know? It's just a bit nicer. So white vinegar, I'll tell you what I'll be using that for as the video goes on. Next up was bleach. And I was a bit unsure whether to include this because I can't lie, I'm a little bit scared of bleach in that I have stained so many clothes over the years. So I've put my old clothes on today and we're just going to embrace it. But bleach was the second option I went for. Now, oh geez, this might not come as a surprise, but I also wasn't sure whether this is a cleaning gadget or a cleaning product. So I've called it a cleaning product. I've gone for my steamer. Now, I love using my steamer in a bathroom. It's honestly so satisfying. Steaming, if you don't know, kills 99.9% of germs. It's satisfying and fun to use, which is always a big fat tick from me. And it's very multi-purpose, very multi-use. Like, I was having a think through about the things I want to clean, and most things can be tackled with this. So I thought that was a good option. Now, when I've seen other people do these kinds of videos, like cleaning a room with only a certain amount of products, they don't include the cloths and the gadgets and things like that. So I thought, let's make this even harder for ourselves and let's only be able to use 3 cloths or 3, what do I call them? What am I calling them? Aids? I don't know what I'm calling them. 3 things to be able to clean with. So this was actually really, really tough. I'll explain more in the video as to why I picked these things. As to why I found this so tough. Basically, when I pulled out all my cloths, I had about 6 in front of me and I was like, no, not the end of the game. So, this looks a bit manky actually. Looks like it might need a bit of wash, so apologies, but minky. I feel like what else would you be cleaning your bathroom with? A minky I can use on the sink, the shower, the floor, so many things, so minky. I actually went for the polishing cloth from the Pink Stuff. This is like a really nice microfiber cloth because I'm looking around thinking chrome, mirrors, glass, that kind of thing. This could be it. Now this is probably going to be a surprise. I've gone for a dustpan brush because, I don't know about you, but my bathroom always gets really dusty, so I always need to hoover my bathroom when I'm cleaning it. So a hoover would have been one item. And obviously I can use the hoover pole to do cobwebs and things, but I thought this brush would actually be better at getting in the corners, and I just thought a bit more multi-use. So yeah, that's my team, guys. My products, my white vinegar, my bleach and my steamer, and my cloths, if you can call them that, is my dustpan brush, my minky, and my Pink Stuff polishing cloth. Let's get into it. So I thought we would start off with a nice easy one. So we'll start with the sink, and this is I would use this product even if I had options for many others. So I'm going to use white vinegar. White vinegar, if you didn't know, is a great product to use in the bathroom because it helps get rid of lime scale. So use it on your shower screens, use it on your chrome taps, use it on anything like that. And of course, I'm just going to use my minky cloth as well. Now you might notice that when I'm cleaning the sink, I'm starting with like the ceramic bit rather than the taps and the stainless steel, primarily because I just want to let the white vinegar just sit on those areas a little bit longer than the others, because it just kind of helps the lime scale build up kind of get broken through. So I obviously do clean it down a few seconds later, but I do just like to leave it a little bit longer than the others. So if you are looking for lime scale, look under this bit of your tap, because I think you will likely be rather humbled. People don't really see that, so just give it a little scrub. I always like to close the plug, give that a little scrub too. And how easy was that? And then of course, just giving it all a little rinse off. I'm not worried right this moment about doing all the tiling and things around the sink, because I'm going to do that a little bit later on in the video with a different product. So I'm literally just worried right now about getting the residue of the white vinegar off the sink. Now, if you can see this tap has still got a bit of water on the top, and it's kind of like resisting because obviously I have cleaned it now, which is good. But if I leave that like that, I'm going to get watermarks. So I'm just going to use the polishing cloth just to take the water off the taps, and it just leaves it shining, if you know what I mean. It just means we're going to have a little bit longer without any watermarks or lime scale. So next up is the bath, and I've literally just filled about an inch, just under an inch of water in the bottom of the bath, and I'm going to go for bleach for this. So ordinarily I would use probably a combination of a bathroom cleaner and a lime scale remover for this, but instead I'm just going to give it a good dash of bleach in there. I've effectively made a water and bleach solution. Now I know I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but please be careful when you're using bleach, because, oh, I just pulled the plug out, that wasn't clever. Please be careful when you're using bleach, because it does stain your clothes. Please be careful when you're putting it on your bathroom hardware, because if you leave it on for too long, it can tarnish. So just be mindful when you're using bleach. But having said that, I haven't bleached my bath in a long time. That is shiny. That is coming up shiny. So I'm just going to start by swilling this all around the tub. I'm sure, I don't want to look, because I'm sure you've got my big fat meathead in your eyeline right now. I'm just going to start by swilling this all around the bath to get off any soap scum around the edges. And then just with the water and bleach on the cloth, I'm going to start to work my way up the tiles. Now, my grout, humble brag, I don't mean this to sound like a brag, but my grout isn't actually too dirty. If you had kind of, you know, when you start to get a little bit of mold and mildew or that kind of pinky lime scale build up on your grout, I would probably grab out my steamer about now to tackle with that. I am going to use my steamer over on the other side of the shower, but it's not all too bad, so I'm actually just going to keep going with the bleach and water solution for now. So I have just drained the bleachy watery solution I had in the bath. I'm just giving everything a quick rinse over just with the shower head. Also, I used the bleach solution just to quickly go over the taps and the shower riser rail, is that what we're calling it here? I feel like I'm presenting because I'm in the corner of the screen, but I can't get any closer because the bath is there. Just to give everything a quick once over, but there are some more kind of caked on lime scaly bits, and particularly in the corners of the shower, I find that they can often get quite a bit of build up. So that is of course a job for my steam cleaner, which is just heating up. Now hopefully you can see this, but I know it's not filthy, like I'm not pretending it's absolutely filthy, but can you see a little bit of build up just in the corners and things like that? That is the perfect kind of thing to use the steamer for. It literally just blasts it out. All these little crevices collect so much bacteria and so much just dirt over time. So putting your steamer along all these lines just really gets in and amongst everything. And as you can see, there's just like watermarks and things there. So let's give that a go with the steamer. Now I know it is really minuscule, but can you see there is the tiniest bit of lime scale left on there, little watermarks. So again, just because this will get it off, just 1 spritz of white vinegar is ample. This is not only going to shine it, but just, there we go, literally gone. Get those last little bits of lime scale off. And the same on the other side. We are gleaming. That is what we want our taps to look like after a bathroom clean. They are beautifully shiny. Next up, shower screen. You've got to get in the bath for this. There's no other way around it. So, of course, it's white vinegar and a minky for this. Now, the shower screen itself is not wet. That's enough. And then the minky is just a little bit damp from the remains of basically what I had on it from cleaning the sink. Now, the reason I'm not completely soaking this is because I haven't got like a squeegee or anything in my 3 products that I can use. I would normally squeegee this dry if I was to rinse it off. And if I don't do that, then it leaves a lot of watermarks, but we don't have that as an option today. So we're looking at alternatives. So what I think is actually going to be the best way for me to do this is just to clean it like this and then use the polishing cloth just to take off the residue. Because it's white vinegar, let's do the other side as well, you don't need to rinse it. If it was bleach or a cleaning product or something like that, it would be a different story. But white vinegar, if you're using it in this kind of way, you don't need to rinse it. So it just makes it, firstly, probably a little bit more time efficient, but also, if you don't have a squeegee and you're fed up with the watermarks, then this is probably your way around that. And then we'll just give it all a buff off. And then as long as you do both sides, it won't leave it at all smeary. So that's a nice, easy way to do it, because normally I would obviously go for my Pink Stuff window and glass cleaning kit, the one with the little handle that I use all the time. That is honestly my holy grail for cleaning glass and mirrors and things like that. But that wasn't on the list today. I can't use it, so we're looking for alternatives. Now I know my camera doesn't like it when I film directly into the light, so hopefully this is okay and we're not sort of too dark. But onto the window next, and I should just start this by saying I'm not keen about the window being shut right now either. We are a windows open at all times kind of household. However, when I'm filming, it plays havoc with the audio. So yes, I'm very hot in here, but it's for you guys. It's all for you guys. Right, what I'm gonna do is get rid of all the stuff on the top, and this is going to be dusty. I'm just about to expose my candle collection for the bath behind here. That is where I hide my candles. Whoops, there they are. Now, ordinarily, I would just get my hoover out and just go around the edges here. But instead, I'm just gonna, by the way, I should mention this is not a brush I use on the floor. In fact, it's brand new. I've never used this one before. The dustpan and brush store kindly sent it over to me to give a go. I'm just going to go around and get off any dust and any loose bits off the edge of the upstands, off the edge of the window. And then I will gather that all into a pan. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just like bits of dust, you know? Let's scoop that up. And then I'm going for the white vinegar. 2 sprays on the grass, couple on the tiles. I'm going to use my minky to clean the tiles because I don't want to kind of contaminate my glass cloth because I've still got the mirror to clean with anything I'm picking up from the tiles, which is a bit more dusty. So I'm just going to use my minky for that. And then drag it down the tiles. When I said I wasn't too worried about cleaning around the sink earlier, that's because I knew we were going to be cleaning the tiles now. Just buffing the glass, and it is as easy as that. It is all starting to smell a little bit vinegary in here, but with a hint of lemon, so not as bad as it would be, and especially because I've got the window shut. That is the worst thing about filming your cleans. 9 times out of 10 I have to shut the windows because the audio just hates it, but we don't mind. And then I'm going to use the exact same process here, just a couple of squirts. Start with the, what am I doing? Oh yeah, glass cloth on the mirror. Come on Lou, remember your own rules. Just noticed that my memory card came up with storage full, so I don't know how much of that clip you've just seen, so I've just cleared some space, but I wiped that down with the window and glass and then went over the tiles with the minky. Don't know if you'd have just seen that or not, but if you didn't, that's just what's happened. Right, toilet. Now this is the thing that's been giving me sleepless nights. Dramatic, I know. But I've been trying to work out how I'm going to clean the toilets with the limited products that I've got, because, again, if you've seen my videos before, I have a massive thing against using a cloth, a reusable cloth on the toilet. Now I know you can sanitize them, I know people do like blue for the loo, specific cloths, of course, that's obviously how I would do it too if I was using a cloth. However, it's a toilet, I've just got a real hang up about having a reusable cloth on it. So I always use biodegradable antibacterial wipes to clean my toilets. Often with product as well, but that is kind of what I would use as the scrubbing thing instead of a cloth, if that makes sense. So I've really been wondering how I'm going to do this. And then I remembered I've got my steamer. Like, that is the most obvious option. So what I'm going to do is steam my toilet and then bleach inside, which I would do normally. And it just felt like that was so obvious. So yeah, let's steam my toilet. And now just finish off this toilet clean like you would any other by popping some bleach down, lid down, leave it to do its thing. So clean! I just knocked my camera and pressed some weird ass settings, so editing Lou, this still looks okay, then the settings are fine, but got no idea why that's happened. Towel rail, right, towel off, I'm not gonna put that on the floor, let's put that there. I am just gonna literally dust down with the brush. Again, I know I've said it, this is a brand new brush, it hasn't been on the floor, don't worry guys. Just because like little dusts, little hairs, things like that do of course gather on the radiator. I'm not worried about brushing it onto the floor because I'm gonna clean the floor in a moment. And then I'm just gonna keep it super simple with, you probably guessed it, white vinegar. Spray it straight onto the cloth. It's easier than getting it all up your walls. Oh, why am I not starting at the top? Easier than getting it all up your walls. If you do want to spray directly onto your towel rail, what I do is get another cloth, slot it in behind, then spray, and it just stops it getting on the wall. Like a lot of products don't damage the wall, but I wouldn't personally want maybe any residual spray marks left over on the walls, so that's what I do to protect it anyway. So it's finally time for me just to quickly brush down the skirting boards, dustpan and brush the floor. Now, I do normally say in my bathroom cleaning videos, start by removing the dust. So start with a hoover or start with a dustpan and brush in this case. Because I say bathrooms get really dusty, and if you're trying to clean something that's dusty, you kind of end up just pushing the dust around, which is a little bit annoying and a bit counterproductive. However, I just completely forgot to do that today. I think I was just overexcited about the thought of being able to start this video and start with my cleaning products. I just completely forgot. So we're doing it now, it's fine. Also, completely forgot to press record when I just pressed record, when I just went round the corners just to catch if there's any cobwebs, but I just used the brush before it goes on the floor. This is the first time it's gone on the floor, so it now won't be used in things like the windowsills and bits and bobs like that. Something I also should have mentioned is you may have noticed, because obviously I've restricted myself on the cloths and things I can use and the amount of cloths I can use, I always start with the cleanest thing first and work my way to the dirtiest. So for me, I wouldn't have wanted to maybe use my glass cleaning cloth on my shower screen or on my mirror after it had been on the towel rail, because even though I brushed it down, that was still a little bit more dusty. There could be some rust on there, which I got off with the white vinegar. So that would have all been on the cloth had I done it in another order. So if you are restricted or restricting yourself on the amount of cloths or products you can use, just be mindful of the order you're cleaning things in. For instance, I wouldn't want to use this to dust my tiles, having it now been on my bathroom floor. So yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Just be a bit mindful of the order, maybe, if you're restricting your items. Now, a product that I was so close to including in this video was washing up liquid, because I do actually think washing up liquid is probably one of the most universal products. If you're just doing a general clean, if you don't know what to use washing up liquid. However, I did know that I had lime scale to deal with here, some soap scum and things like that. So I thought I might need a few more kind of powerful products like the bleach and like the white vinegar. So that's why I didn't choose it. But if it wasn't my bathroom, washing up liquid would have 100% been in there. Primarily because I just didn't know what to use on the floor. Obviously, normally I would mop my floor, or I use antibacterial floor wipes on the floor if I'm just giving it a quick once over. I don't particularly, I know a lot of people do, I don't particularly want to use bleach on my floor just because I've got carpet right next to the floor. I don't want to get it on there, I don't want to get it on me. It just sounds like a stressful mess that I'm not here for. White vinegar just doesn't feel like the right product, so it's left me with my steamer. Now the steamer comes with a lot of different attachments. The one I normally use, and you will have seen me use in this video, is just the extendable pole and then the nozzle on the top because it's just so easy. And I could clean the floor like that. In fact, there's a bit in the corner before I take this off. I'm just gonna blast. Let me do that quick. Okay. But what I thought I would actually use is, this is actually a glass attachment. It's like got a squeegee thing on the side, but I thought it could be quite satisfying to like pull across the floor. So just take that nozzle off and put that attachment on, and then it basically comes out like that. How satisfying is that going to be? Ready for another bit of ASMR? We like a bit of cleaning ASMR around here. And there we have it. The bathroom is nice and clean again. Everything is shiny. It smells beautifully clean in here, even if it is rather hot. Toilet's clean, bath is clean, shower screen's clean, tiles are clean, sink's clean, floor is clean, just the last little bits drying off. I did the skirting boards, the towel rail is restacked, and oh, that's triggering, that's messy, gonna have to sort that one out. Yeah, all using 3 products. I'm so sorry guys, I've gotta open this window. It's so hot in here. Oh, so much better, and it's a gorgeous day. In fact, I'm gonna go and speak to you in another room. So what do you guys think of a cleaning challenge then? I personally really enjoyed that. In fact, I'd love to make it into like a little mini series. Did I just say that? Have I just created a lot of work for myself? I can't think what else I would want to clean as a cleaning challenge, so I might have just made that hard for myself. But if you guys like these videos too, I would love it if you wouldn't mind like, commenting and subscribing. I know I hate saying it, but it really does mean the world. If you are new around here, I made a promise that when we hit 20k subscribers that I would do a Q&A. We're close guys, we're really close. I think we're a matter of weeks away. So if you are sat there thinking my 1 subscription won't help, it will. I would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, there we have it. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did too. Let me know what else you want to see, if there's any other cleaning challenges. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a few days. Bye.